welcome, my people, to another episode of the Firefight Recap Show. And I am your host, Barry Allright. And ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to have you here as we got an amazing show for you here tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I have to introduce my co-host for the day. I'm happy I got my guest commentator here tonight. I got the green shirt guy with me. So a guy with some actual talent here helping me out recalling this show tonight. Green shirt guy, I mean, dude, I'm happy you're here, man.
I'm happy to be here. Look, I am sorry for not being a part of last week's recap event. Had some personal business to attend to, but I'm back now.
Dude, look, it's all right, okay?
Because, it's very all right.
I understand that Madhouse Management did not want you and me to be on this recap show together, but apparently a GM is joining us today, and that's sad to say because I guess the graves are about to get fuller. It's Graves Fuller, guys.
All this disrespect. I've been calling commentary for weeks, sir. Weeks. To be replaced by this cat.
The farm.
I am not a part of the farm. I just recognize their greatness.
I
request a modicum of respect.
You can decide in the comment section below.
Speaking of the farm,
speaking of the farm, actually, we got our first match on deck, right? And I'm gonna bring it to y'all. It is the modern day Phenom taking on. Wait a minute.
What's going on?
I thought he was dead. I thought Tom Cruise was dead.
Who? Tom ain't dead. No, Cruise ain't dead. All things are possible through the power of the farm and the pagan god.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Okay, listen.
Thank you.
And you wonder why we worry about if you're with the farm or not.
I'm not with the farm. I just recognize the glory that is Mason and how much money the farm has made MDC.
Money it's made you too?
Okay.
How much money it's made me too?
Tom
I'm a
Cruise is apparently alive now.
He's alive.
Apparently Tom Cruise is the next coming of the Lord, I guess. I don't know. And they're facing off against Tom Cruise and Casey Luchador. The god tier Casey Luchador is here to save Tom Cruise from killing himself again in the ring.
But wait a minute.
The hustle of Mr. Acknaw, Casey Luchador.
But wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. But this match never happened, though.
What happened? No, apparently the modern day Phenom never arrived to the arena.
We looked everywhere for him. Apparently, MDC officials looked everywhere around the arena, and they even checked his travel visa, and he never made it to the city that the tour's supposed to be in.
Yeah.
He never made it to my
city. Sent him the proper information.
No. Hold on. I covered this. I made sure. It was location Giant Center, Hershey, Pennsylvania. I figured anyone likes Hershey. They like chocolate. You come to the place of the birthplace of chocolate. I guess not.
Look, man.
Well, here's an Uno card for your troubles.
Uno Reverso. Okay, that's what he pulled on us. And guess what? Casey Luchador ended up with the winnow. So he's walking out of here
not a win.
With the victory.
The match never began. He did not officially win.
That's technically a win still.
Nope, the match never began.
You know that. Look, I wanted a win from the greatest superstar in MDC history, Casey Luchador, and you're here pooping the party.
Yeah, party pooper.
I don't make the rules. I just write the book down.
You sound like someone I know.
He doesn't write the rules. He doesn't make.
I just keep the book written
down.
I just keep the book written. Okay.
Does this make? Speaking of sense, let's go ahead and get into a match where two gentlemen knock some sense into each other, and we're getting in.
Wait, hold on. Before you, because this is yours to call, but before we get down to it, let's get down to the brass tacks of the beginnings of this match, where we all know Josh Byers, the Bond Daddy, has been verbally going after the farm over the last few weeks. I know Graves wouldn't like that, but this is his first foray into fighting someone of the farm, being Mr. Jack Harvey, one of the most unhinged pros in this sport.
Since his arrest after his unsavory assault against the farm's previous enforcer.
See, even the comment section is with me here, Graves. Casey Luchador gets the win.
I will consult the rule book to make sure if it's a win or not for the records. But carry on, Mr. Green Shirt Guy.
But no, yeah,
sorry,
it was it's fine. Thank you. They're nice and firm. But this has been a brewing sort of scenario, and I know that Josh is like many other people, including one that got a win earlier in the night, like Mr. Nathaniel Rage, who is going after Dylan Mason. Many other people want Dylan Mason, want to be world champion, but you got to get through the farm, and that's what Josh had to do tonight against Jack Harvey. Jack Harvey, one of the most talented people in this company, a former tag team champion. But can the unhinged nature match Josh, who looks to be calm, but we've seen him when he's in a ring, he's not really that calm. He can be unhinged himself.
He's not. I can actually say this truthfully.
Okay.
Josh is one of the few individuals that I've seen in my entire career calling commentary who he has a precise way of doing things, a methodical way, more of a neurological way of doing it, if you want to say it.
Yeah.
When he's in the ring, he actually takes you down, breaks you down piece by piece, just to make sure that you know that he's in the ring with you, but he's not going to finish you just yet. But he'll make it short, sweet, and simple at the same time. He's going to make sure that you antagonize yourself over that defeat for years to come.
Okay, true.
But this mind games that Josh is playing with the farm, I don't know if it's good, a thing to do or not, but Josh, I'm just going to flat out say it. Josh is known to travel with a few friends, if you get what I'm saying.
And before we continue, this match is brought to you by the Mdc Madhouse, Asshole Kitty. Anything to say, Asshole Kitty, about this match?
He's like, get me out of here, because he's held.
Would you, the actions in the ring? So, Mr. Barry, take it away.
The action in the ring of this is not. The action started out hot and heavy, obviously, because these two men wanted to come to blows. Josh wanting to show the farm that he could take out one of the more prevalent members, with FOX taking a back seat here in the farm.
The replacement of FOX in head of human resource for the farm.
It's not been a good thing with FOX taking a back seat and Jack taking a more prevalent role, with FOX being one of the more dominant members of the farm. Jack having to step up, and Josh knew that he had to capitalize on this, so he did. And he started, like he normally does, hot and heavy, and making sure that he knows that he is right there. And as he was continuing to pound some sense into Jack Harvey, everybody understood that it was not going to be an easy night for both of them. But Jack, the wily man that he is, decided it's time to fight back. Both men got into a brawl right there in the middle of the ring, and they decided to brawl it out for a good 5 to 10 minutes. And they exchanged a couple of good power blows, with the power slam, power bombs being traded back and forth, suplexes, German suplexes being broke out all over that ring, and no one else knew what was coming next as you looked around every single corner. It looked like a showcase of what's to come in the future, but no one else knew what was coming next. So you can't look to the future if you don't know what's coming next, if you understand what I'm saying.
True.
But in this instance, guys, you were looking at this match and you were trying to wonder, what else would they pull out of their hats just to beat the other one? But I don't know how to put it into words exactly what they did next. Maybe you could help
What
me
do
out.
they do next? It was a back and forth, and Jack got Josh up. He had him in a T-bone suplex, was able to take him down, gets a 2 count out of it. Josh, understanding that the suplex machine that is Jack Harvey, likes to implement those types of maneuvers. He gets him up to Jack Harvey. He sends Josh into the corner, charging forearm, and then he tries for a bulldog, but Josh quickly pushes him away. And Josh, as Jack turns around, faces Josh. Josh takes him down, runs at him with a clothesline, knocks him down, but Jack is back up. Another clothesline from the Bong Father, and Jack tries to retreat into the corner, but just what Jack was trying to do to Josh retreat. Josh kind of takes a play out of his book, charging forearm from the Bong Father, and then he grabs Jack out of the corner, lifts him up, looked like a vertical suplex, but drops him down into a power slam, sometimes known as a jackhammer. Looks for a 1 or 2, but is only able to get the 2 count. And Josh gets Jack up and looks like he's going to go for a slightly faded stunner, but that's not how Jack wants to operate. He's able to counter out of it, nails Josh right into the top of the skull frame with a headbutt, multiple headbutts. A little bit of blood trickles from each man's head, and Jack sends Josh right into the corner post, and then drags him back to the center of the ring. Gets a 1, gets a 2, but the Bong Father is able to kick out at the count of 2, and Jack, he boots Josh in the gut, butterflies the arms, trying to go for what he calls the timeless DDT, but Josh watches tape. He's been studying the farm, and especially Harvey going into this fight. He saw that the timeless DDT was about to get hit on him, so he's able to throw Jack overhead, back body drop, lift him up top, drop him right on his spine, and quickly gets him up and sends his head crash.
Yeah, it's that slightly faded stunner then after that back body drop. Mm-hmm. And it was one of the few opportunities that Josh was able to get to hit that. But after he hit that slightly faded stunner, Josh knew that it was over. Josh went for the pin, and it was a 1, 2, and 3, and it was all over just like that.
Yeah, it was
Josh,
fantastic showing by both.
Fantastic showing by both gentlemen, and I will say it took Josh a good 25 minutes to put down Jack Harvey.
25 minutes, yeah.
But I mean, this is no testament. This is a testament to what Jack Harvey is. But
one of the best.
This is the type of man that's had to step up for the farm, as we were saying earlier. He's had to step up in the spot that Fox left open.
And
well, Sarah, I will say this: the Bong Father did not get to feel if that was a tickle or not this week. We'll see in the weeks to come. But wait a minute.
Speaking of things that don't tickle, next
things that don't tickle. Wait a minute. Did you see this email I got, Graves? Did you see me?
I'm not seeing an email.
Which email? I get a lot of emails. You're going to have to be more specific here.
Dude, there's one from a GGW.
What?
GGW?
What is GGW?
I have no clue.
Dude, no idea.
I don't. This email is not. I didn't receive this. This is apparently Mr.
I ain't got nothing either.
And this email break is brought to you by Good Kitty. Good Kitty. Can you believe how professional he is checking his email during work hours?
Look, like I said, though, I don't know what the problem is.
Catch one on screen. You got to like the show. It's the laws of the internet.
That's true.
But honestly, though, I don't know what the problem is, but apparently it wanted me to. Apparently, I've signed a contract with a company called Garden Glory Wrestling.
Did you do it drunk?
They got the
Is that where you were 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
No, 3 years ago, actually.
3 years ago. Hold on.
We're gonna have to check out the binding later.
Where go? But speaking of a lot of crashing elements and assholes. The next match on the docket is one that's been brewing for a couple weeks because first off, all 4 of these individuals asked for this, especially the champion himself, Ruby Knight, wanted a ladder match. But let me paint this picture.
Who's been on an absolute tear with his own challenges.
And let me paint this picture for everyone. So, Jimmy Shadow, a great competitor, comes into this company and gets a match with Ruby Knight. Not a lot of people. Okay. Not a lot of people get championship opportunities right up the gate when they enter a promotion, but he got this because Ruby sent this out to any company, any professional wrestler. And he comes in, he gets this match back and forth. It was a great contest, but he gets his foot on the ropes. Ref doesn't see it. Probably one of Blakey Dyer's people that doesn't have great vision. But it was one of those things that Jimmy was able to contest it, and then he got in the way of Ray Jax, who won an opportunity to get a shot at Ruby. He interrupted that match, and then Scabs interrupted that fight because earlier in that night, Jimmy used his foot on the ropes to get a win over Scabs. It was a convoluted mess, it seemed like, but we've gotten here with all 4 men ready for this. Now, everyone understands what a ladder match, ladder war is. You have to climb up to get the championship. No pinfalls, no submissions, no DQs. Anything can go and will go. And that's why this match means a lot. And that's why we get into the thick of things. So,
which is all the more reason I'm happy the match caller for the Weed Farm, even though I may not like the Weed Farm, its violent nature perfectly suits Mr. Allright to help call this match. So I am glad you are here this week.
And this is why every single one of these men, all 4 of them, surround each other. Then quickly they go out. All 4 of them go out, and they get each one of them gets a ladder. And then they get back in the ring. And they start ramming the ladders right into one another. But Ray Jax, being a little more powerful, it seems like he's able to knock every one of them down quickly. Everyone just drops the ladders. And just sends the ladders into each other. And Ray Jax is able to, he grabs Ruby, he scoop slams Ruby onto the ladder. Jimmy tries to run over and attack Ray Jax, but Ray Jax is able to scoop him up, slam him down on one of the ladders. Same with Scabs, comes over, tries to scoop him, get him, but he's able to scoop him down. And then Ray Jax grabs a ladder, tries to climb up, but Ruby, not letting anything happen like that, quickly is able to get back up and starts to attack Ray Jax, pulls him down. This gives a chance for Jimmy to get up and take himself over to climb the ladder, but Scabs is not going to have that. Scabs pulls him back down. These 2 fight off, and they punch each other back and forth, and this leads to Ray Jax and Ruby Knight fighting off in the on the left side of the ring. Each one of them, Ruby throws Ray Jax to the outside and is able to hit a springboard off into a shooting star press, and that sends Ray Jax out to the outside. He's down out there. Ruby goes right back in. He tries to slowly start climbing up to grab the title, but Scabs, who was able to throw Jimmy to the outside, goes to climb up, and he and Ray Jax, him and Ruby Knight, him and Ruby start fighting on the top of the ladder, punch after punch, and Scabs is able to grab the head of Ruby and slam it down on top of the ladder and quickly takes Ruby down right off of the ladder with a swinging neck breaker. That was that was really something that was insane. But Ray Jax gets back up, and so does Jimmy Shadow. Both of them start kind of limping in towards the end of the ring. They start slugging it out, and Jimmy is able to clock him hard with a forearm. And here comes Ray Jax comes back with his own set of forearms, lefts and rights by each man, but Jimmy's able to uppercut him, and it leaves Ray Jax staggering a little bit. Then Jimmy's able to place a ladder in the middle, between the top and the middle buckle, and he's able to lift Ray Jax up and power him right into the ladder, and crashes right through the ladder. All of his body weight crashing through the steel. That doesn't happen. So to have steel break like that is a major no-no. His back's going to be hurt for a while. Jimmy goes up, starts climbing, ascending to the top.
Faulty ladders again.
Yeah, I agree.
If anyone got hurt, it's coming out of his fund.
Yeah, and that's what happens. And Jimmy starts climbing to the ropes, but then Gabs is able to grab the ladder and shake Jimmy off, and Jimmy falls down off the ladder, and Scabs grabs the ladder himself and is able to put it back into place for him to climb high up on top of the top of every rung to the top, and tries to grab the belt. He has it. It looks like he's about to have his hands on it, but Ruby is able to climb up from the top turnbuckle all the way, cat-like ability, jumping from one into the ring right up until the center of it with the ladder in place, and he's able to drop kick Scabs right down to the ring, right down to the middle, and he gets Scabs up and hits a patented move of his, a standing sliced bread, and Scabs goes down to the rolls out of the ring, goes down to the arena floor, and like Ruby is out there ready for anyone to come in. He's looking around and making sure if there's anyone coming back, and just as he's about to see this, he sees that Ray Jax is up, and Ray Jax and him start fighting, but Jimmy comes out of nowhere, knocking both men down. Jimmy tries to go back up, but both Ray Jax and Ruby are able to pull him back down, and then they just toss him to the side. Both of them begin to fight as Scabs is back up. He has a chair, and he just waffles Ruby in the face, and he waffles Ray Jax in the face. Then for some reason, and this is odd that he was doing this, Scabs throws Ray Jax to the outside. Then he grabs one of the ladders at ringside, places it in between the ring barrier and the actual apron, and he sets Ray Jax on top of it. And he climbs to the top, and he does a front flip swan dive right through the ladder, crashing through Ray Jax and the ladder. Both men laid out completely. Jimmy's able to get back inside of the ring. He's beaten down. All four of these men are beaten down. Jimmy and Ruby start climbing up to the top.
Some people say when pigs fly, happen.
But when pigs fly,
tell me that this man's able to get up after landing on Ray Jax?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, when you have the fighting spirit and a championship is on the line, you'll do anything. You'll do everything. And
I mean, I know they said you can move mountains when you're wanting to win a championship, but good God, I think that brings a whole new meaning to it.
Moving mountains and molehills. But
no, it ain't. Yeah, no, he ain't no molehill. He's a mountain.
Okay, moving mountains and statues. But Jimmy and Ruby, they're in the ring, and they're slowly climbing up, rung by rung, each one of them trying to get to the top. They start fighting lefts and rights by each individual, and both are able to grab a hold of the championship. It seems like They've unlatched both matches of each side. They start pulling on each. The one side of the title is in Ruby's hands. The other side of the title is in Jimmy's hands, and both are struggling so much so. But Jimmy,
talk about a tug of war.
Yeah, it's very much of a tug of war. But Jimmy, using some of his strength that he has, a power advantage that he has over Ruby Knight, is able to lean forward and do just like that Jack was able to do just then to Josh, a headbutt, and back down to the mat. Ruby flies down and pull on with all his strength to grab the Fractured Championship. Does Jimmy Shadow, your winner, brand new Fractured Champion, Jimmy Shadow.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that Ruby Knight lost to a headbutt?
I mean, it's more to it than that, but it's the last thing that happened. It was a hell of a night that led to that headbutt.
And the thing is, it was more than that because of all of the damage between when you go into this match and you have everything on the line. Sometimes it can be one single move, it could be any. But you have to think, with all that's weighing on Ruby's mind going into this, asking for this match, and you have 3 other people, and then you have this big gargantuan human being like a Jimmy Shadow or even in a Rajax, it's hard to process everything. So maybe his mind wasn't all the way in there, maybe not. But at the same time, this was a hell of a contest. But
speaking of
no
a hell of a contest, it's time to move on.
And that's where we go next to the main event of the evening, and that is the tag team Hell in a Cell. Look, this has been building up for months now. This is probably the most anticipated match in the entire card since the pay-per-view. Listen, we go back to when it was T-Money and Mel Walker finally together after a while. T-Money had been losing matches left and right, but his brother Mel brought him back to life. They wanted to do business. They wanted to handle their own thing, get down to brass tacks, asking anyone to come for a fight. Seems like Devil's Executioner was wanting that fight, but not on that night. He said, on my own time. They said no. Later in the night, they attacked him, and this has led to, ever since that attack, months ago, this has been a back and forth. The match, first match these two have, it's a match of the ages, but just by a split hair, Killjoy and the Devil's Executioner are able to get the victory. Then we go to New York, streets fight. In that environment, T-Money, Mel Walker got the win. Now, all 4 men trapped in one cage, like an asylum. And this is where the marbles are laid down. Everything's on the line. They have to win. One person, one team has to win. And that's why we get down to the fight. All 4 men start going at it. And first off, T-Money strikes the Devil's Executioner hard, left, but then Devil's Executioner comes back with his own right hand. They start brawling, and then they end up brawling out of the ring. Mel Walker and Killjoy start fighting left and right. Both of them end up just like in that same position. They fight out of the ring. Mel Walker is able to grab a hold of Killjoy, slam his face into the wall, and then Irish whip him into the cage. But Killjoy reverses it, sending Mel Walker into the cage wall. Killjoy is the first one to pull out a weapon. He pulls out a chair. He hits Mel Walker in the back, but comes up from behind him, does T-Money, and attacks him. Clobbering blow sends him into the ring. He grabs that chair, tells Mel that Mel grabs a chair of his own, and they go in the ring, and they look to go like they're going to beat up Killjoy and attack him with chairs, but Devil's Executioner has a kendo stick in his hand, pulled it out from underneath the ring, and starts waffling both of these men with the kendo sticks, left and right shot, and Devil's Executioner then throws the stick down, sends T-Money into the corner, and hits a clothesline, and brings him out. Mel tries to go after the Devil's Executioner, but he's able to duck it, and send T-Money down and send Mel down with a neck breaker. Tries to go for a cover on both men. 1, 2, they kick out and they start to get back up. And Killjoy goes to the outside and he grabs a cheese grater, which is, I didn't think I would see a cheese grater in this contest. But grabs a cheese grater and grabs a cheese.
Thing but the kitchen sink and a cheese grater. Now we got the cheese grater. Now we just need a kitchen sink.
They grab the cheese grater and tries to go use it on T-Money, but T-Money's able to fight him off and grab the cheese grater himself, and he hits Killjoy in the head with it. He hits Devil's Executioner with it in the head, and then he starts grating the Devil's Executioner's skull like it's Parmesan, and blood starts flowing from the head of the Devil's Executioner. T-Money then hits a step-up bicycle kick right to the face. DX falls down 1, 2, but it's only a 2 count. And then Mel Walker gets Killjoy up, takes him to the corner, starts beating, lashing him with lefts and rights. Blood starts flowing from the head of Killjoy from all those blows from Mel Walker, and T-Money goes outside, grabs a table, and then as they're getting the Devil's Executioner up, as they've assembled this table and they start getting DX up, Devil's Executioner rakes the eyes of T-Money, and Mel Walker tries to come attack him, but a big boot from the Devil's Executioner, and Devil's Executioner grabs that cheese grater, and he starts, just like was done to him, grates the head of T-Money. Blood starts pouring from the head of T-Money, and he's able to pick him up. Spine buster, slam spine through the pine of a table. 1, 2, but the postman is able to kick out at 2. Killjoy is a little dazed. All these men, blood starts flowing from everywhere. Every orifice, sweat is pouring from these men, and Killjoy has in his sights. He grabs Mel Walker. He looks at Mel Walker, and he tries to go for a DDT, but Mel is able to counter it, and Mel smacks him right in the face, hard slap right to the face. Mel decks him with a forearm, and that kind of turns Killjoy around, and just as it's crazy that this was happening. He gets anesthesia, almost anesthesia, on Killjoy, trying to end this match with his own move, but Killjoy is able to counter it. Victory rolling him, front rolling him into a 1-2, but T-Money breaks that up as he's gotten up and recovered, but Devil's Executioner starts brawling with T-Money. All 4 men start to punch each other left and right. This has been crazy. Devil's Executioner and Killjoy take both T-Money and Mel Walker, slam their heads together. Both men fall, and both try to pin at the same exact time. 1, 2, not enough. Devil's Executioner gets T-Money up, and he tries to scoop him up like he's gonna go for a tombstone, but that doesn't work, as T-Money's able to counter the weight and perform his own tombstone. Then Killjoy sees this and sees that this could be the end, and he goes over and tries to attack T-Money, but Mel Walker's picked up one of the chairs that was brought in earlier, waffles Killjoy right in the back, and T-Money and Mel both get the Devil's Executioner up, and with T-Money holding him, Mel goes to the second rope, a dual-assisted pile driver right on the pieces of wood broken from the table, And T Money covers the Devil's Executioner. 1, 2, 3.
Wait a minute. So they pinned DX?
Yeah.
Good Lord. I didn't think they could do it.
What is that? I mean, I didn't think it could happen either.
You got to think.
They
Here's
might.
the thing. With T Money, I knew that T Money had that caliber. I didn't think that him nor Mel could actually get down these legends.
It was wild.
It's surreal. Wait a minute.
Brutal.
Does this mean that with these two down and these two finally conquered, does this mean that T and Mel are finally ready for a shot at the farm?
We don't know that yet.
Anything's possible.
They had their shots in the past.
I'm just throwing it out there, maybe. Look, maybe we're all ready for another.
We'll have to move on.
Well, anything is possible in the MDC. But, gentlemen, from going from a ladder war, and it was a war, to another war inside of a cage, this has been an insane night of action across the whole entire match card. What are your final closing thoughts before we send the people home?
I don't know what to think, man. I really don't. Triple D, you know what? This past week has been absolutely insane with us here. We got to see the closing moments of a long-standing feud between two teams that has been absolutely written into history books now in MDC. Amazing. Officially. And we saw a great ladder war between great individuals. And then we saw a war go down between Josh Byers and Jack Harvey. But still, we are going to be waiting to see what happens in the coming weeks. But yes. As coming from the standpoint of one of the big three right now, guys, we are going to be saying the card will be out soon.
Yes.
We will probably have it out tomorrow. Card should be out by tomorrow evening at the latest.
I just hope
busy Sunday.
It's going to be a busy Sunday. Contracts got to be signed, matches to be approved, but everyone understand that
it'll be out late. It'll be out tomorrow night, so we will give you guys an extra day to get your promos in and get them up. Okay.
Thank you for joining us, folks, and we will see.
We'll hit y'all later.